Hey guys, it's Ashley and Davy here with Utah Trikes, and today we're going to be testing two trikes that are very similar in price. They're similar in a lot of ways, but they've got a lot of differences. These are two trikes that a lot of people consider, and I think we should just get on the road and start riding.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
All right, Davey, so today we're riding two trikes that are very similar.
Very similar.
You are on the Catrike Villager.
Catrike Villager, right?
Probably one of our most popular trikes. Got a lot of features a lot of people like. Higher seat, the 30-speed gearing, very adjustable.
Sitting on this trike again, it's always a pleasure getting to ride a Villager again.
Villager is just a fun trike to ride that we know and love. I'm on the US edition Gekko Comfort made by HP Velo Technic out of Germany. A few years ago, they decided to create a US edition, which basically means the trikes, instead of going through Germany and then coming to the US, they're coming from their main factory in Taiwan. It's directly from there.
Oh, interesting.
So they're keeping the prices down substantially. These two trikes right now are both coming in just under $3,300. A little over $3,000 with either one of these. You know, you get a good trike.
Oh yeah, they're both super high seated. They're both super comfortable. I think they're going to be a very close comparison. They're very similar trikes.
One of the main differences that's immediately obvious here, the Gekko has the 26-inch rear wheel. Villager has 20-inch wheels all around. Neither one of these trikes is folding, but they both do have an adjustable seat. Unlike a lot of the other European trike, the seat on the Gekko here is integrated into the frame same way that the Catrike is on the bottom, and then just the back part tilts.
So like on the Catrike, can you fold the back of the seat of the Gekko just all the way down
to
kind of make it smaller?
Very similar in that regard. Does feel a little different. I feel like the bottom of the seat is maybe a little longer.
Yeah.
So for the seat being welded up to the front cruciform, I almost feel like I'm sitting back a little bit more.
And it really looks like that extra seat cushion is extending the seat just a little bit there.
Yeah.
Maybe like an inch and a half.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Visually, you're gonna see that. The other main difference here is the steerings. The Gekko has the under seat steering, whereas the Catrike has the direct steering.
Yeah.
The Gekko's also a little bit more narrow than the Villager.
Oh, really?
And so one thing I did notice is the combined narrowness of the trike with the underseat steering. I should say that my turning radius is a little bit wider.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite as maneuverable as the Catrike, you know, in a confined area like riding inside of the shop.
Yeah.
You know, which obviously isn't going to be a normal situation.
Like, majority of people have got these outside and the open road. So it doesn't seem like it'll be that big of an issue. I'll have to see once I get my hands on it how it feels to turn.
Catrike, their stock gearing on there is the 30-speed, so you got that 3-speed FSA Gossamer.
And then 10-speed in the rear.
That 11 to 36 and the SRAM with the bar end. Now what's interesting here though is the Gekko has the exact same rear gearing, so it has this 10-speed bar end, has the same cassette in the back instead of a wide range cassette like a lot of other trikes have. It's got the same 11 to 36, does not have any front gearing.
Interesting. So they just keep it really simple with that single speed up front.
Kind of one thing you liked about the Catrike Max, just having that one shifter to worry about really did kind of add to that.
It was really nice.
Comfort riding.
Yeah.
What's different on this though, while the Max has an 11-speed wide range cassette, this just has 10-speed cassette that's not quite as wide.
Yeah, just like the normal rear gearing. Losing gearing comparatively without much of getting it back on that rear gearing.
Climbing the hill on this, having the bigger wheel and then less rear gearing, how well it does climbing the hill.
Your front gear looks about the same size as my second gear.
Yeah, it's your middle gear there, right?
So yeah, we'll have to see how the difference is, because it seems like I'm a bit more like weak to hills. I do I do worse on hills than you. So
yeah, you tend to like
see.
you know, a really low gear, easy to pedal. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I'm gonna blame it on my lack of riding shoes, and that's what makes a difference.
Yeah. I mean, now a lot of trikes nowadays, they're coming from the manufacturer with a single chainring up front.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is the manufacturers know that you're gonna add a motor, you know?
Yeah, most people are going for motors, and also those front gears just seem a bit more complicated.
They make it a less adjustable, you know? But we're hitting a hill now.
All right.
I'm already in kind of my middle gear there.
Gonna utilize my first gear.
As we go up, I'm in my
second to last gear, it seems.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go all the way to my lowest gear.
Okay.
You know, this is a moderate hill here. It's a nice stiff trike, so climbing on it isn't too bad. I'm definitely having to mash it a lot more because I don't have that lower gear where I can just spin.
Yeah. Whew, this is still taking me out. I'm scared to have to do it on the Gekko.
It's really not too bad. We're going at kind of a slow pace right now. For even this hill here though, I kind of wish that I had maybe another 2 lower gears.
Yeah.
It's not the smallest chainring up front, and then combining that with the bigger tire in the back.
It does not seem like a match made for hills.
You know, at the same time, it's like, we're gonna be going down the hill, and I feel like I'm not gonna have enough gearing.
Oh yeah, and that's where you really thrive. That might really put you out. Whew, all right.
Some other things too. So, you know, Catrike uses, they've got the separate right and left brakes there.
Yeah.
No rear brake. On this, I've got, you know, a single lever on my right side that combines my front brakes.
Oh, nice.
And then I have a friction-based rim brake for the back for parking.
You usually don't see a parking brake like that and the locking handbrakes. That's interesting.
Brakes and shifters and all that are things that people get used to.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm not really used to it because I keep grabbing over here on my left side and I'm like, there's no lever. There's no lever there.
My brake is missing.
One thing I really am liking about the Gekko here are these oversized big wrist pads.
Those are my favorite wrist pads that we have.
And these are Catrike. They've got a smaller foam pad there.
It's simple, it's adjustable.
Yeah, it's
you know,
simple.
There's no problems with it.
This is just super nice though. I really like having, you know, that bigger one. And normally I don't even think about wrist pads. It's really making a difference there.
The HP ones are the ones that I recommend all the time. They're my favorite.
These do bolt on. So you can actually put them on a lot of different trikes too.
Yeah.
So steering wise with the under seat steering, it's got that behavior that's kind of typical on most trikes with under seat steering. That almost that power steering feel.
Oh yeah.
The under seat steering on this though is really well mapped to the steering geometry. Unlike some of the other trikes we've been riding with under seat steering, the Gekko here does not feel overly sensitive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's gonna be something, you know, as we go down the hill, despite not having all the gearing I wish I had, I'm gonna try and go as fast as I can.
Awesome.
And get a feeling for what the steering can do for me here.
Yeah.
The gearing so far has been pretty good, but we're almost at the top of the hill, and I'm already just about in my highest gears.
Let's see how fast we can really get going on that.
All right, well, I think gonna take this corner hard here. All right, so I'm already lifting a wheel in the air. Woo. All right.
Can I catch up to it?
So the steering's really nice.
Dang.
Like it feels like it's tracking really straight. And
I give up.
You know, despite not having a lot of gears, I feel like it's spinning really nice and I'm going pretty fast. I'm hitting these bumps.
Glad to hear.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
You know, I hit those bumps like I've been doing lately on some of these suspended trikes, and I was immediately reminded that I'm not riding a trike with suspension.
Yeah, I've been feeling that. I've been on the bumpy side of the road.
First of all, gearing wise, I was able to go faster than I thought I would.
You were still beating me. I was trying to catch up to you.
Certainly could have used a couple more gears.
Yeah.
One of the nice things was I was able to spin with a higher RPM cadence, and I did not have any kind of wobbliness or sensitivity with the steering. That's something that I really appreciate on a trike with underseat steering, because a lot of times that underseat steering just seems so sensitive.
Yeah.
And I did not feel that.
Interesting. That's good to hear.
You know, one thing I did notice, both on the first part of the S curve and then on that very bottom curve, though, turning sharp, my wheel came up off the ground.
Oh, really?
I don't even feel like I was really pushing it that hard. You know, while I've done plenty of two-wheel riding over the years on the trike, it's usually something that, you know, I want to be able to control.
And I heard you like kind of say that while you were hitting while you're hitting that curve. It's like, oh, my wheel's coming up.
Yeah.
So I really pushed myself on that curve as well. And I really didn't feel any of that.
The Villager's wider.
Yeah, like it's wider, and
we'll notice as soon as we sit on it, you know, the difference of the seat height.
Oh,
but the Gekko here's a little more narrow. I'm going to engage
the parking
brake right there.
I will also do mine.
Yeah, so that's pretty easy. You just slide this back and forth. And the Gekko also comes with a bell.
Really? Show the bell. Is that like clicking the bell? More like a clicker.
All right, well, perhaps the bell needs service.
Dang.
All right, so we're swapping trikes.
Swapping trikes.
Let's get that immediate difference. So right off the bat, there's a bit of a difference. So one thing I'm noticing immediately, you know, the Gekko has a taller seat.
Yeah,
which I like.
I'm really feeling that like on my shoulders.
Yeah, I like that upper shoulder. You know, and that's one thing that has always kind of bugged me a little bit about the Villager is I feel like this Villager seat a little shorter. But yeah, let's go ride and let's see what we got here. The differences in the seat almost immediately apparent.
This Gekko seat curves a lot more with my back, and it's also a lot taller.
I kind of like that Gekko seat maybe a little more.
I'm feeling it creak a little bit. It's a bit louder. It's a bit more stiff.
The Gekko seat, they put like a foam inside of the mesh that goes in between.
Interesting.
I was noticing that too, just a little bit of noise from the seat pad itself.
It's nothing crazy, but
you know, and I've felt that on other trikes, and I'm sure that will definitely go away, you know, as you start riding more.
Okay, I'm feeling the hill.
So we're climbing, and my middle ring up front, and I'm gonna just stay in the low gear in the back. So they're pretty comparable, except that you've got that bigger wheel.
I gotta use my whole body for this one.
The Villager with that 20-inch wheel and this gearing here, it's a better hill climber for sure. Yeah, and you're in your low gear in the back. You're having to kind of push your body a little more.
Yeah.
That's another hill climb for us.
Another hill climb. That really needs a lot more power to get a full rotation.
So as I was saying earlier when we were riding, a lot of the manufacturers, they're including options with just one chainring up front.
Yeah.
You know, with the anticipation that people are gonna put motors on there.
Yeah.
Catrike has always been very accommodating. Catrike offers the Bosch ECAT system.
Yeah.
HP offers the Shimano steps system. There's also other motor options. Like our most popular motor setup is with the Bafang.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people prefer those options because they can have a throttle. You know, for a lot of people, having a throttle on your trike is a make it or break it kind of thing, because they may get to a hill and they go, I don't have the physical strength to climb.
Especially if you've got something like this with a 26-inch rear wheel.
Yeah, you know, or maybe they've been out for a long ride.
Yeah.
You know, a standard class 1 pedal assist motor just isn't gonna cut it. You know, we do have options on the Catrike. HP though, they've kind of nixed the whole aftermarket motor option for any of their trikes, all of their trikes, where if you put a Bafang, for example, on your Gekko here, which seems like it would be a good combination, your warranty is instantly voided.
Yeah.
That alone is probably one of the biggest factors, you know, affects the sale and resale of trikes is, can I put a motor on it?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna hit our hill again.
Okay, I'm ready.
And now I've got more gears.
I've got the big tire, so.
I'm gonna try to lift a wheel on my turn now.
Okay, good luck. Oh yeah.
All right, so these wheels are just glued to the ground, and you can really feel this wider cockpit area. And you know, even though I've got wider gears, a wider gear range, with that
test stability.
smaller wheel in the
me
back.
a little bit, but definitely less.
Yeah, with that
wiggly.
smaller wheel in the back,
Which is nice.
it doesn't feel a lot different.
Oh, it feels nice. I like this seat.
So, how was that going down the hill?
It was nice.
Yeah?
First thing I'm noticing, I just really like this seat. At first it feels really stiff, but as you kind of work your body into it and you move, it really just wraps around you and is super comfortable. Like going down that hill, I was trying to go fast, catch up with you, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna take it easy.
You're gonna
And this cushion just really
go for the comfort.
Oh yeah, I really do like this big 26-inch rear wheel. I was feeling a bit of that like instability when you're hitting those big turns, right? I didn't lift the wheel off. I was still going pretty fast, but I did feel a bit more top heavy compared to the Villager, that's really grounded. I love this 26-inch rear wheel a lot. Even just on flat ground, I'm really enjoying this bigger wheel.
You know, one of the biggest advantages that the Gekko has over the Villager here, because even going all the way in my highest gear, pedaling down the hill, I didn't feel like it was that big of a difference. You know, you've got the smaller chainring up front, that bigger rear tire makes up for it.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel a big difference in the high top gearing.
Yeah, like downhill wise, it felt very similar. I was really pushing it and it felt the same as my highest gears on the Villager.
Climbing, you know, this definitely has the advantage. You know, I've got a whole range of lower gears.
Yeah.
Versus the Gekko. Steering wise, as per usual, the Catrike really just felt glued to the ground.
Yeah.
With this wider stance, Catrike's direct steering here, that bigger wheel I think has a little bit of an advantage as far as speed goes.
Yeah, like it's speed and just overall feel. Something you don't realize is that a 6-inch difference on that rear wheel really makes it feel different as you're going, as you're pedaling. It's very subtle, but it feels buttery smooth to me, and I really like that. Ooh. No suspension on these though, you can really feel it.
Yeah.
After riding suspension trikes the last 3 times, I'm kind of missing the suspension.
The Gekko here is the Comfort model.
Yeah.
The Comfort model includes that headrest, it includes those wrist rests, it's got that just single lever brake and the single lever shifter. What are your feelings as far as how well did they do for comfort?
Comfort, they did a great job. I think that HP and like their accessories are some of my favorite comfort additions you can put on a trike. Their headrest is my favorite, it's the most comfortable. It should be a little forward for me specifically. But just putting my neck back, it actually feels comfortable. I usually don't like headrests on trikes, but this one's really comfortable for me. I love the wrist rests. The seat pad, I've never gotten to have an extended ride with the seat pad, and it really changed my opinion on it. It felt very stiff. But what I didn't realize is that as you ride and as it kind of gets used to your body, it really
kind of conforms
yeah,
a little bit.
And I don't think it's memory foam. It doesn't feel like memory foam, but it's just a really nice, firm foam that kind of cradles you, which is really nice. I think they did a great job on the Comfort. I think the 26-inch rear wheel really tops it off for me.
Sure.
It feels smoother. They did a great job on Comfort.
Yeah, I think comfort-wise, that seat is the biggest, most noticeable thing. And I think if you're a taller rider, you're really going to appreciate
extra back,
that extra back and shoulder support.
I really am.
You know,
I
where
think that's
I'm
the difference.
definitely missing that right now.
Uh-huh.
You know, having that bigger wheel on the back, we talked a little bit about the gearing. You know, the more that I'm on this Villager here, I'm realizing, you know, that 26-inch wheel on the Gekko really adds to the ride comfort as well. Like if you threw a set of Big Apple tires all the way around on that.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, that would just be a winner in the comfort department.
Oh, definitely. And for only around $3,000, it's a really good comfort option.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
It feels way out of its class range for the price that it is in the comfort.
It really does. And I would expect, you know, as far as like a European trike for, you know, that $3,000 price range, you're getting a lot.
Yes.
You know, we're comparing that with the Villager here. And I think in a lot of ways, you get a lot more with Catrike. You know, you get more gearing. You get more adjustability. Like the handlebars are significantly more adjustable.
Yeah.
Both of these do have an adjustable boom. The Catrike, it's got a quick release system and a keyed boom. So it's much easier to make that adjustment.
It's a lot more intuitive. What I found with HP Trikes is,
yeah, you know, it's a lot more like you want to take it to your mechanic, or you're going to spend a lot more time kind of dialing it in.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it's things like the boom and the handlebars here, Catrike makes it really easy for you to just mess around with it and get it perfect how you want it. But you're gonna, you know, for most people, that's a one-time thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not too bad. For a lot of people, it's gonna come down to the fact that they want a trike with a motor.
Yep.
90% of the trikes that we build have motors on them.
And with Catrike, you actually get to keep your warranty if you put a motor on it.
You know, and Catrike says, hey, we have full confidence in our frame, put a motor in it, and go.
Yeah.
Other brands like Azub do the same thing. Ice does the same thing. You know, they're very open to us putting motors, and sometimes even too big of crazy motors on them.
I'm really liking this double brake here. It allows me to signal without having to worry about only braking on one wheel.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Okay guys, we're back at the shop, and you know, that was a fun ride we did today with, you know, two trikes that right on the surface, you know, almost don't seem like they'd be two trikes that you would compare.
Yeah.
They're different in so many ways, but then that price point being nearly identical on these two trikes really kind of brings them together, where you kind of have to go, well, do I want this one or that one? I'll share my opinions first, and I think that it's a lot easier to make a comparison against these trikes for a lot of people, and there's definite things that are going to help you make a decision right off the bat. First of all, is if you want a motor. With HP, you are really locked into the Shimano Steps system, which frankly, we have found there's just not a lot of US support for the Shimano system.
Yeah.
And it's a pedal assist only, no throttle, limited to 20 miles an hour. And we recognize that that's what a lot of people are not looking for. While we can and have put Bafang systems on the Gekko and other HP models, HP actually came to us and said, we don't want you to put motors on our trikes because it will void the warranty, which is completely contrary to a lot of other manufacturers, you know, like we talked about, Catrike, Ice, Up. They encourage it and they go, yeah, do what's best for our customers, our mutual customers. While we don't think that there would be a problem, that's something that you have to be aware of. If you are to put a motor and you have us put a motor or anybody, or you put your own motor, if it is not the factory Shimano step system, that will void your warranty, you know, and we're talking about a $3,000 base trike, and then you add a Shimano motor. Now we're a $6,000 trike, you know, or a $5,000 if you added your own motor. That's a bit much to go, hey, now I have no warranty because I put a motor on there. You know, that's going to be the first thing. Now, if you're not going to put a motor on it and you just want a nice pedal trike, then I think at that point, now we can really talk about these as they are.
Yeah.
First for me is the seat. I really, really like that Gekko seat.
It's really comfortable.
Yeah, and I think for taller riders, having that upper shoulder support, it definitely makes it more comfortable, especially on longer rides.
Yeah.
Comfort-wise, the things that Davy hit on, the wrist rest, the bigger wheel, the headrest, I mean, all of those things are fantastic. I mean, HP's wrist rests are more substantial than Catrike's wrist rest, and in a lot of ways are more comfortable. You know, it comes with a headrest where the Villager does not come with a headrest, and I'd have to add that on. It comes with the bigger wheel, which not only rides smoother, but also gives you that higher gearing.
Yeah.
And you can add a bigger wheel to the Villager, but again, now it's an extra cost that I've got to add.
You gotta buy a new wheel, you gotta buy a dropout.
Yeah.
It's all.
And then where I think Catrike really wins, though, not just the components that it comes with, which are comparable, but I do have a little more gearing here.
Yeah.
For me, it's that high speed handling, and maybe it's mostly because the trike's a little bit wider. As far as comfort goes, the Gekko's ahead.
Yeah.
You know, I think in terms of comfort trikes, the Gekko Comfort, it's the winner. In terms of steering, handling, I'm going to give the edge to the Catrike, though.
Yeah, I think I personally enjoy the ride of the Gekko the most just because of this bigger seat, the cushion. It's got really nice comfort, but just going up hills, I like this bigger
You miss that
wheel.
gearing.
Oh, yeah. I miss the lower gearing a lot. The 26-inch rear wheel does a lot to make it better at high speeds and also just a really smooth kind of flat ground trike. But the Catrike just has a lot more technical things that feel smoother, that feel nice, right? Like that steering. I do like that stiff steering. They're just both very good trikes, and I do think the biggest deciding factor is if you want that motor or not.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor for a lot of people just because so many people want motors nowadays. Both of these trikes can be upgraded. You know, you can put more gearing. The Gekko comes with the derailleur post. You could take this exact gearing and put it on the Gekko, and now you've got a trike that's more comparable to even like the Catrike 559 or something.
Might be perfect.
Yeah, you know, so it'd give you that comfort and that gear range. The Catrike, I think, is a little more adjustable, a little bit better on the downhills, you know, at the expense of maybe that higher seat.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of these things can be customized. Anyway, guys, hope that you got something out of this video. And we hope that if you have any questions, you reach out to us. You can leave the questions below. You can email us, call us, come on in, try it for yourself. And in the meantime,
remember to relax, spin fast, and ride trikes. We'll see you guys next time.
Ride trikes, guys.
It's a good idea.
I'm not going to mention the bell.
Oh.